Oh, hey guys. My name's Jamie. Today's episode is called The Museum of Flying Saucers. We're in for a treat today. Miss Tribble is taking us on a trip to the Flying Saucer Museum. There are lots of cool things to see and do, and we might even get to see a real live flying saucer in action. All the other children in their class have dispersed off to explore the museum. But of course, Miss Tribble is keeping a close eye on our friends Kimmy, Max and Lewis, because, as you know, they have an extremely unique talent for getting themselves into trouble. Our three little aliens are currently looking at the Earth's Flying Discs Through the Ages exhibit. There's the famous German Bellcraft, developed during Earth's Second World War. Of course, America's first attempt at a flying saucer, which crashed in the desert in 1947, a slightly more successful triangular-shaped one, also thought to have been made in America, and a selection of more modern, smaller flying saucers known as teacups that you might use to take to the park or go to the shops. Earthlings are funny, they thought. Wow, you guys! Check out these teacups! They look fast! Kimmy exclaims, running over to them. Yeah, agrees Max. Can you imagine what it would have been like to fly around in one, scaring farmers and being chased by fighter jets? Lewis isn't so sure. That doesn't sound like very much fun to me. But smiles have already begun to grow on Kimmy and Max's faces. A crazy idea forming. And without a second thought, they hop into a teacup each and take off. Lewis clambers into his. It's a bit tight. This isn't gonna end well, he mumbles to himself before shooting off after them. Whee! The three of them zoom around the museum hangar, blowing the hats off people they pass. It's everything they'd ever dreamed of. But the fun doesn't last long. A big, dark shadow looms over them. Oh, no, you don't, a voice booms. No way. It's Miss Tribble. And she appears to have commandeered a spacecraft too. Looks to be an early British model. I want you back on the ground now, she bellows after them, her ship rising up to be level with theirs. The three little aliens' eyes light up, with a mixture of pure excitement and, in Lewis's case, fear. Run! Yells Kimmy, and they disperse, starting the most epic of dogfights in the air above the flying saucer exhibit. Miss Tribble goes soaring after them, firing all the saucer's weapons to try and shoot them down. The chase is incredible. People in the museum begin to cheer and wave. They think it's part of the demonstration. They duck and dive, twirl and whirl. Their combined backdraft knocks over the janitor's bucket, spilling water everywhere. Not cool, man. But wait, Miss Tribble has got them in her sight. She fires two perfectly aimed lasers at Kimmy and Max's teacups. Eject! Eject! Max shouts, as they both shoot skywards out of their saucers, before they are blown into 1,000 pieces. Boom! That was amazing! Exclaims Kimmy, as they gently parachute to the ground to cheers from the crowd, like heroes. Lewis, however, is still going. He's aiming full throttle for the open hangar door. He might actually make it. Yeah! Go, Lewis! Be free! Max and Kimmy both shout. He's getting closer. Miss Tribble isn't going to catch him. Lewis is just meters from crossing the threshold to freedom outside when... Splat! Oh no. He's missed the door. Both Kimmy and Max bury their heads in their hands. It sure was close though. Now everyone is back on the ground, safe and sound. The crowd has dispersed. Miss Tribble has apologised to the museum's manager, and the janitor has started to mop up Lewis's mess. Miss Tribble turns to tell the children off. But for once, she's completely lost for words. Perhaps all that excitement has gotten to her. I don't really know quite what we've learnt today, if I'm honest, she says, still a little startled. I know what I've learned, Miss Tribble, says Kimmy. It's that you are a really, really good pilot. Miss Tribble's eyes fill with pride. Ah, thank you, Kimmy. Yeah, but Lewis could do with a bit more practice, interjects Max, and they all burst into raucous laughter. Except Lewis, of course, who is still in the bucket, sulking. They have just enough time to visit the gift shop before setting off on the walk back to preschool, where they will dream about the day when they're old enough to get their own flying saucers. The end. Wow! What an adventure! I'm not sure I'd have the guts to do something like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of Planet Moon. Bye!